Disclaimer. I am not an artist and do not recommend that anyone uses any of my artistic processes in this video. You have been warned. Once the Orpheus head has been printed, it is time to beat it into submission using a hammer. In actuality, I'm just filling the hole that was left. I didn't record this step because there was a lot of mosquitoes outside, but I primed the head using a spray plastic primer. In terms of painting, I made the executive decision to mix my paints on an old canvas I found. It makes it nice and easy to see the colors I'm mixing. I decided to start easy and mix the beige skin color. The first attempt was too yellow, but the second turned out surprisingly a lot better. Then I just painted the face. It's a lot easier to paint when you have no other colors on the canvas. The angle and lighting were not doing it for me, so I changed it and I have to say it looks a lot better. Then I just went on painting. I accidentally dipped my finger in some yellow covered paintbrush. Not sure how that got there. As you can see, I'm very, very good at staying in the lines. I covered the whole base of the head and the bottom with the beige skin color. Then it was time to paint the hair. I couldn't decide what brown to use, so I decided to mix some of my own. I'm pretty sure I used a different shade of brown every time I painted the hair. In this case, I mixed a nice lighter brown. However, the consistency is a bit off and looks a tad bit wrong, but it's too late now, so I just went on painting. Trying my best to stay within the lines and not get paint on the nice clean skin. Anyway, I ran out of brown paint, so I mixed a new one that I thought looked similar, but it was a tad bit too dark. So I added some more white and then decided to repaint the whole head with this new shade because I thought it looked better. Even though it didn't match perfectly. And the painting continued. I fixed bad lines. I was very careful not to smudge the paint. And I went over everything, I think at least twice. Using the paintbrush in my finger, I delicately set up to paint the eyebrows. I'm not sure why. But I painted over the spot I just touched and then realized I had to paint the eyes black. So I just undid exactly what I just painted over. So yeah, I painted the eyes black. The iconic Funko black eyes. Trying to be very careful not to smudge, and yet I still smudged. And this is the last step of the first coat. Here's my setup for painting. I watched some YouTube while it dried and drank this blue drink monstrosity mix. To motivate myself for round 2, I put on some Baumgartner restorations. It's really cool. He restores old paintings with flawless technique, unparalleled to my own. I mixed some more skin color and then went back to painting over the face. I wanted to clean up the skin because I thought it looked a bit patchy. It started out okay, but then it slowly went downhill. Firstly, I kept on smudging the eyes. But once again, I used my finger and just wiped it off. It also turns out that black paint smears when it isn't dried properly. Yep. And this means you have to paint over it a whole bunch of times to try to cover up the black. But don't worry. I'm a smart girl. I learn from my mistakes, right? Huh. Nope. But don't worry. Twice this has happened. It's not going to happen a third time. Oh wait. There it is. And this is why you wait for things to fully dry. Also, I also learned I'm not that good at cleaning it up. And somehow I just kept on making it worse. So I moved on and repainted the back of the head. Anyways, I touched up the brown because it got a bit damaged through the process everywhere on the head. So how are these colors the same? These do not look the same. I touched up the hair with a new shade of brown, which I thought looked the best so far, and then repainted everywhere on the head. I accidentally painted over the ear because I thought it was hair. Which I realized here and had to take a paper towel and wipe it off. Now, I'm not proud of what's happening right now. I'm not proud of what happens next. I wanted to show the color of the water, but I overestimated how much water I put in the thing. Mistakes were made. Anyways, the last step is to paint the blood on his face. And there we go. Oh, I want to touch up the skin. Forgot about this. And I don't know why I didn't stop a lot sooner, because I realized it did not match at all. Anyway, here is the final project. Off camera, I retouched it all once more after I got some sleep. This experience taught me that there's a reason why I'm in engineering and not in art, and that patience is a virtue I do not seem to have. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my struggle.